Normally, there is one deputy referee and 3 umpires working in the racket control center who are responsible for testing different aspects of the rackets. When the racket to be tested is sent to the racket control center, the first umpire shall confirm the information on the paper envelope and record it on the racket control form. Then the umpire shall look for the ITTF logo on the racket covering. Check the supplier's name and brand name for its validity by referring to the current list of authorized racket covering published by the ITTF. Check both sides of the racket and record all the information of the coverings on the racket control form. After both sides are checked, the umpire shall pass the racket, together with the racket control form and the paper envelope, to the second umpire. The second umpire is responsible for checking the flatness and thickness of the racket. Flatness test procedure. Turn on the electronic flatness device and rest it on the flat calibration block and reset the gauge to 0.00 if necessary. Then place the device across the rubber, being sure that the device is not resting on the raised molded branding area of the rubber. Record the reading. Perform at least 2 diagonal measurements on each side of the racket and record the highest magnitude reading. For a convex covering, the racket is okay if the rating of the flatness is less than or equal to plus 0.20 mm. And for a concave covering, the racket is okay if the rating is greater than or equal to minus 0.50 mm. Before checking the other side of the racket, put the flatness device on the calibration again and make sure the rating is 0.00. Thickness test procedure. Turn on the gauge and rest the device on the flat calibration block and reset the gauge to 0.00 if necessary. Place the device across the rubber such that the gauges contact the point rested on the blade. Being sure that the device is not resting on the raised molded branding area of the rubber. For each side of the racket, perform and record 4 measurements in the different orientations. Calculate and record the average of the ratings. For rubber with sponge, the average thickness must be less than 4.05 millimeters. For rubber without sponge, the average must be less than 2.05 millimeter. Use the same procedure to test the other side of the racket. After both sides are tested, the umpire shall pass the racket, together with the racket control form and the paper envelope, to the third umpire. The third umpire is responsible for the test for volatile organic compounds, and its procedure is as follows. Prior to measuring each side of the racket, rate the background VOC level by turning the cap to the open air. Record the background rating on the racket control report form. Then apply the cap to the middle of the rubber surface and activate the stopwatch for 20 seconds, with gentle hand pressure to enclose the cap, but not compress the rubber. record the rating on the same form. The difference between the rating after 20 seconds and the background rating is the rail rating, whose current limit is 3.0 ppm. The tolerance is plus 0.3. Test the other side in the same way. After all the procedures are conducted, the umpire shall put the racket back into the paper envelope. If the racket has passed all the tests, the envelope with the racket shall be sent to the call area. In case of any failure of a racket test, the umpire shall put a red sticker on the envelope containing this racket and send it to the referee together with the racket control form.